2024, a year in the life of the Berkley Crew.
Well, the years have been stacking up at 31 Berkeley Place, but don't worry, we're still renovating the house and getting into all sorts of nonsense. With all that snow, it's no wonder we decided to get out of town for some winter trips. First, we headed to Maryland, where we got some great time with cousins, visited the zoo, and celebrated cousin Josh's 16th birthday with some dancing. A few weeks later, we headed east to visit Neil, Kevin, Haley, and Josie in Beacon before taking the train down the Hudson River Valley all the way to Grand Central Station, destination New York City. We fueled up on New York City's famous pizza for a long day that included walking over bridges, riding carousels, hopping on ferries, and exploring Central Park, making sure to make a stop at the Balto statue just for Nana. We tried to stay in our Zen zone as long as we could, but it was a long day that left us feeling dramatic and exhausted. And all that was before a late night fire alarm left us running out of the hotel and shaking like a leaf. Then we stopped for a visit with PJ, Amanda, and Cam, but we had to get out of there before the two little ones got into too much trouble. With our travels complete, we were ready to roll into spring. Like, literally. Once we'd unwrapped ourselves from all that winter clothing, we had lots to do. Porch fest, parades, plays, beaches, more beaches way out on the West Coast, and of course, lots of walks. Then it was a summer of champions. In the long distance, looking good division, Mike and Lynn celebrating their 50th anniversary. We also had the arrival of Rosie Josie, who dominated the featherweights. And of course, our champion dancer, Maya, and her biggest fan. And not to be ignored, our hide and seek champion, El Gato. But no day was as packed full of champions as the inaugural Rushford Olympics. We had all sorts of competitions. Now, some people might say that things got a little intense and maybe the hosts were showing off a little bit, but most of all, it was a lot of goofing around. Yeah, London! Come on, Emily! Come on, Maya! Yeah, Christy! Great! Good job, Aiden! Yeah, Chad! Come on, Jackson, you got it, buddy! After all that running and jumping around, winning all those medals, everyone was feeling pretty old and creaky. Well, at least Dotto was, and the kids let him know about it. But even those kids were feeling a little tired too at times. So it was time to gang up with the cousins again and head down to the beach for some relaxing, rejuvenating family time. We had a blast. But by the end of the trip, we were full of sass and ready to start running around again. After that, it was time to put on our tie-dyes and head east to the Finger Lakes, where we celebrated Neil's first birthday and jumped and stomped around in all sorts of creeks and streams.
I love going on a river cruise with Alice and love popping the bubbles. I always paint with my daddy all day, but if I can't paint if I have a chair. But there's always M's and P and C and D, but always with me. But God is always with me too. But we always paint together because there's no dinosaur.
Izzy, do you like painting?
Summer's finally ending. Slowly but surely. Izzy and Alice have good times and they're growing older. But now it's back to the grind, also known as school.
Back to the grind and on to new beginnings at Monroe Community College. And then Izzy's birthday.
When me and London are together, but we always go to parties together. But there's always Alice coming and Izzy coming and Rose.
He's not ready yet. 3. Oh no! 2, 1. Oh, he wiped it all off!
After about 8.5 years, I finally learned how to ride my bike. So me, Maya, Paul, and Izzy have been going on some epic adventures on my bike. Oh yeah, and then there's this video I wanted to show you about how me and Eden and Isaiah went kind of crazy on our bikes.
Okay, go!
I can't stop!
Izzy's fall adventures weren't quite as exciting or crazy, but they were still pretty dang cute.
I got her.
You got her. Okay, Alex, you want me to carry you the rest of the way?
No,
Alex is like, yes.
I am too heavy.
I am too heavy.
I went on a wondrous adventure to Toronto. I had my first Canadian bacon and an awesome Canadian burger, and I grew wings. Yeah. As the holiday approached, we went to the Light Festival, and then we saw this beautiful train. As fall approached, Maya, Jackson, Paul, Izzy, and Auntie. We went hiking at a creek. We did lots of fun stuff. Izzy and Auntie was also doing yoga.
Speaking of the 80s, we got all decked out for Halloween, looking good and ready to rock. That's right, Dado. Ho ho. As temperatures dropped, we settled in for a season of watching football, going to museums, looking good at galas, and celebrating 70 years for Mike / El Padre / Papa. Izzy was also getting older, graduating daycare and going to her big new school. On the weekends, she was still a wild child with Alice and her new friend, the Lynx. What kind of hugs are these?
Hi. You come? You'll get up like you just did? Like your friend? Oh, he did it. Goodbye, Lance.
This is the last final goodbye to the great Camry that took us from Berkeley all the way to Rushford.
And all of a sudden, it was December and the holiday season was upon us.
We had a family reunion down in Maryland, D.C. Paul gives me a noogie, and our fake picture, Faith, Zakiya, and Izzy have a good time, and I get a big piece of ice out of the water somehow. Then little Izzy here. She's just cute.
Toes, head, shoulder, knees, toes, head, shoulder, knees, toes, head, shoulder, knees, toes, come.
James, do you have anything to say to Greg?
I'm coming for you. What I want to know, Rose and James.
On our way home from Maryland, we stopped for Christmas Eve Mass with Nana. And then on Christmas Day, we all gathered at Auntie Mary and Uncle Greg's. We also got to spend some time just before the holidays with L. Gramps. He represented the best of being a Ronin. The kindness, the curiosity, the character, and of course, the goofiness. We're going to miss him dearly, but he'll live on in each of the 4 generations that he shaped. And now he finally gets to reunite with his beloved Betty.